Hi there. Later, queer history's on the move in San Francisco. But first, no surprise, what's being linked to a big increase in transgender and non-binary young people trying to take their own lives in America. Anti-trans laws across the country that limit gender-affirming care and bathroom access, amongst other things. The legislation often targets children. Some research reckons when different states bring them in, those suicide attempts rise by as much as 72%. Dr. Kellen Baker is an expert in queer inclusive care. He tells NBC News trans kids are being forced to go through puberty when it's just not right for them.
That is unfortunately the really cruel and unscientific experiment that these lawmakers are running on young people in states across the country, taking away medically necessary care. And it is really an unconscionable intrusion on the practice of medicine.
The research comes from the Trevor Project, a suicide prevention service for LGBTQ+ young people. Now, admittedly, this is a bit niche, but if you want to adopt a child from Russia and you're from a country that allows transitioning in same-sex marriage, tough luck. Parliament there's voted unanimously for a ban, and when you consider only 6 Russian children were adopted by foreign citizens last year, the vote's been a very good use of everyone's time. And San Francisco's LGBTQ+ History Museum looks set for its first ever permanent home. It's been around since 2011, hosting a massive collection of queer artefacts, but always in temporary locations. Now a deal's been agreed to buy a 2-storey property in the Castro district, allowing for much bigger displays and exhibitions. Hi there. Later, Rebel Wilson's tied the knot with a girlfriend. But we'll start in South Africa and the 20th Soweto Pride. It was launched in 2004 by the Forum for the Empowerment of Women to give more visibility to black lesbians, but it's broadened out since then. Queer activist Sia tells Newsroom Africa she hopes the event can change attitudes.
All of us, we're human, and essentially the connection is always there. It's just a question of bridging that gap. And bridging that gap looks like seeing someone who's not from your community, and that looks like a trans woman like myself, just walking past and saying, this is my right, happy Pride.
South Africa's pretty good when it comes to LGBTQ+ rights. They've legalised gay marriage, you're allowed to transition, and queer people can serve in the military. A lesbian politician in Slovakia has been thrown out of a session in Parliament because of some pro-LGBTQ+ stickers. They were on Lucia Plavakova's laptop, and she refused a demand by the Deputy Speaker to cover them up. She was also called a bitch in Parliament by another politician who's previously blamed climate change on queer people. And if you listen very carefully, you can just about hear me rolling my eyes. And Rebel Wilson's got a wife now. The actress married Ramona Agruma in Italy over the weekend. Our invites clearly got lost in the post, but that's fine, Rebel. They've had a ceremony in Sardinia with family and friends. The pair have been together for about 2.5 years. Hi there. Later, 20 homosexual sheep. But first, Australia's arranging extra supplies of PrEP, the HIV prevention drug, in response to a shortage there. They're being brought in from overseas following manufacturing issues. Experts say the medications reduced diagnoses in gay and bisexual men there by about 2/3 in the last decade. A quick explainer about PrEP from Dr. Dimitri Daskalakis at Greater Than HIV.
PrEP is pre-exposure prophylaxis. It is HIV medication that people who do not have HIV can take, and it prevents HIV. PrEP is extraordinarily effective. 99% effective in most cases when it comes to sexual transmission of HIV.
45,000 Australians took PrEP last year, mainly gay and bisexual men. There's claims Russia's forcing gay men to fight in the war in Ukraine. This is coming from an organisation called SKSOS, which helps queer people in Chechnya escape persecution. They say gay men held in the Russian Republic because of their sexuality are being blackmailed into fighting. The group reckons there's 7 cases it knows about, and 1 person has died. And homosexual sheep are being used in the push for queer equality. A German fashion range is being produced by the wool from a flock of 20 gay rams. The money raised by Rainbow Wool goes to projects around the world supporting LGBTQ+ people. Hi there. Later, it's brand new Heartstopper Day. But first, a number of same-sex couples have taken part in a special 100 Weddings in a Day celebration. It's marked the 100th birthday of Old Marylebone Town Hall in London. Couples tied the knot, had a civil partnership, or renewed their vows. Daryl Jackson and Graham Downey were among those making it official. They tell the BBC the venue's got significance for them.
We used to live around here, so it's really we used to pass this place every single day, walking our dog, didn't we? And, kind of dream about what it would be like to kind of get married there and to actually be here and do it.
We feel so privileged to have been chosen, actually. It's just beautiful.
Quite a few celebs have got married there too, including Paul McCartney, who's done it twice. Next, a rise in HIV diagnoses in England is being driven by heterosexuals. 15% more new cases overall between 2022 and 2023, so the figure's just over 2,800, is about a third up among straight people, with just a 7% increase in men sleeping with other men. The UK Health Security Agency can't explain the rise. And of course, I'm finishing up with this. It's brand new Heartstopper Day, and I'm wetting my pants. Season 3 is out on Netflix. This is the one where boyfriends Nick and Charlie take the relationship to the next level. So beyond hugs, maybe they'll progress to a firm handshake. Also got Charlie's eating disorder as a big focus, and we see more of his sister, Tori. Good. Hi there. Later, we won't be seeing the straight pride flag. But first, masked protesters with guns and swastika banners have tried to disrupt a pride event in the US. Police in Ohio kept them at a distance, but they could still be heard chanting hate, including stuff about queer people being paedophiles. Boring. Nathan Stover was at the Pride in Grove City Festival. He tells ABC6 the bedwetters won't win.
The LGBTQ community is it's all about love and acceptance and peace, and it was just not something that we were expecting. They can show up all they want, but love has a greater energy than hate does. The
protesters spent about 20 minutes there before heading off to their goose-stepping classes. Plans to massively reduce LGBTQ+ rights in Georgia have been signed into law. It means bans on same-sex marriage, gender-affirming care, and depictions of queer people in the media. The country's president refused to approve this a few days ago, but it's now been signed off by the Speaker of Parliament. And a lawsuit trying to force schools to fly the straight pride flag has been thrown out. Yes, there's a straight pride flag, much needed. Nathan Feldman in Denver in America claimed discrimination against himself and his 2 kids after the local education board refused his demand. He'd been after damages of at least $3 million. And now the legal process is over, he'll have more time to focus on being emotionally desolate. Subscribe to Pride Daily so you never miss an episode. Do it. I'm Kev McGrath. See you Monday.